Hey, everyone! Welcome to SuperNova Quiz. Ready to test your knowledge? Let's see how much you know. Let's start with the easy questions. Let's see if your intuition serves you well here. Where is this flag from? Mexico, United States, or Peru? United States, home to the Stars and Stripes flag. Think you know the answer. Can you guess this flag's country? Norway, Austria, or Canada? Canada, famous for its bright red maple leaf. Next question coming up. Which country does this flag belong to? Australia, Britain, or Fiji? Britain, birthplace of the iconic Union Jack. Ready for this? Where does this flag come from? Netherlands, Russia, or France? Oh. France, the original blue, white, red tricolor. Here comes another one. Which country flies this flag? Belgium, Germany, or Angola? Germany, proud of its bold black, red, gold bands. Let's keep going. Do you know where this flag is from? Mexico, Hungary, or Italy? Italy, styled after its famous green, white, red flag. Okay, here we go. Which country is this flag from? China, Japan, or Bangladesh? Japan, land of the rising sun symbol. All right, here we go. Where is this national flag from? Vietnam, China, or Laos? China, waving 5 golden stars with pride. Don't overthink it. Can you name this flag's country? Jamaica, Brazil, or Bolivia? Brazil, where the flag says order and progress. Here's another challenge. Which country owns this flag? Italy, Hungary, or Mexico? Mexico, home to the eagle and the cactus. Let's see how you do. Where does this flag belong? Netherlands, Russia, or Slovenia? Russia, the vast land of white, blue, red. Stay focused on this one. Which country does this flag represent? Niger, India, or Ivory Coast? India spinning the wheel of law on its flag. Let's see how sharp you are. Where is this flag flown? Spain, Vietnam, or Peru? Spain, flying bold red and yellow stripes. Think about this carefully. Can you identify this flag's country? New Zealand, Fiji, or Australia? Australia, sailing under the Southern Cross. This might be a tough one. Which nation does this flag belong to? Bangladesh, South Korea, or Palau? South Korea, balanced by the yin and yang circle. Another tough one coming. Where is this flag originally from? Uruguay, Argentina, or Nicaragua? Argentina, shining bright with its golden sun. This one's coming in hot. Which country's flag is this? Denmark, Norway, or Switzerland? Switzerland, the only square flag in the club. Here's another one for you. Where would you see this flag? Italy, Ireland, or Ivory Coast? Ireland, painted in green, white, and orange. Think about this carefully. Can you guess which country this flag is? Pakistan, Turkey, or Tunisia? Turkey, crowned with a crescent moon and star. This might be a tough one. Which country does this flag represent? Jordan, Lebanon, or Israel? Israel, carrying the Star of David with pride. Here's one most people miss. Where is this flag's home country? Greece, Finland, or Sweden? Greece, striped in blue with a proud white cross. Let's push a little harder. Which country flies this flag today? Netherlands, Thailand, or Luxembourg? Netherlands, one of the oldest tricolors around. This one's worth thinking about. Do you recognize this flag's country? Finland, Sweden, or Norway? Sweden, glowing with a golden cross on blue. Here's your next question. Where does this national flag belong? Iceland, Denmark, or Norway? Norway, crossing red, white, and blue together. Lock it in! Don't miss this one. Which country is represented by this flag? Portugal, Mozambique, or Cameroon? Portugal, wearing a shield full of history. Now let's move on to the medium level. Here comes a tricky one. Where is this flag from? Indonesia, Poland, or Monaco? Poland, simply red and white, straight to the point. Here's your next question. Can you guess this flag's country? Peru, Austria, or Latvia? Austria, red, white, red, clean, and classic. Let's see if this one trips you up. Which country does this flag belong to? Germany, Belgium, or Chad? Belgium, standing tall in black, yellow, red. Stay sharp on this one. Where does this flag come from? Denmark, Switzerland, or Georgia? Denmark, home to one of the world's oldest flags. Don't second guess yourself. Which country flies this flag? Sweden, Finland, or Iceland? Finland, a blue cross on snowy white. Trust your gut on this one. Do you know where this flag is from? Iraq, Egypt, or Yemen? Egypt, guarded by a golden eagle emblem. This is where it gets brutal. Which country is this flag from? Saudi Arabia, Oman, or Qatar? Saudi Arabia, the only flag with a sword and script. Here's your final challenge. Where is this national flag from? Panama, Cuba, or Chile? Cuba, shining with one lone white star. This one always gets people. Can you name this flag's country? Cuba, Chile, or Panama? Chile, sharing a star just like Texas. Let's see if you're still focused. Which country owns this flag? Ecuador, Colombia, or Venezuela? Colombia, painted yellow, blue, and red. This next choice is going to put you to the test. Where does this flag belong? Peru, Canada, or Austria? Peru, wrapped in red, white, red bands. Here's another question. Which country does this flag represent? Colombia, Ecuador, or Venezuela? Venezuela, dotted with a curved line of stars. Here's one more for you. Where is this flag flown? China, Vietnam, or Laos? Vietnam, glowing with one golden star. Think fast on this one. Can you identify this flag's country? Netherlands, Thailand, or Costa Rica? Thailand, layered in red, white, and blue. This one's for the sharpest minds. Which nation does this flag belong to? Monaco, Indonesia, or Poland? Indonesia, twin sister to Poland's flag flipped. Don't overthink it. Where is this flag originally from? Liberia, Malaysia, or Cuba? Malaysia, striped like the stars and stripes with a moon. Here's a fun one. Which country's flag is this? Philippines, Myanmar, or Samoa? Philippines, flipping its flag colors in wartime. Ready for this? Where would you see this flag? Algeria, Pakistan, or Tunisia? Pakistan, marked by a crescent moon and star. Let's keep going. Can you guess which country this flag is? Bangladesh, Morocco, or Nigeria? Bangladesh, a red circle glowing over green. Let's see what you've got. Which country does this flag represent? Ireland, Nigeria, or Mali? Nigeria, green, white, green, simple and strong. You might know this one. Where is this flag's home country? Kenya, Ghana, or Uganda? Kenya, shielded by spears and tradition. Let's see what you've got. Which country flies this flag today? Morocco, Senegal, or Libya? Morocco, marked by a green five-pointed star. Let's see if your intuition serves you well here. Do you recognize this flag's country? Pakistan, Algeria, or Tunisia? Algeria, split by a crescent and a star. Are you ready for this? Where does this national flag belong? Romania, Ukraine, or Colombia? Ukraine, blue skies over golden wheat fields. All right, here we go. Which country is represented by this flag? Andorra, Chad, or Romania? Romania, blue, yellow, red, a classic trio. Let's see if you can handle the hard level. Let's find out what you know. Where is this flag from? Somalia, Mozambique, or Angola? Mozambique, the only flag with a rifle on it. Let's keep the streak going. Can you guess this flag's country? Angola, Mozambique, or Zimbabwe? Angola, marked by a machete and gear. Another tough one coming. Which country does this flag belong to? Zambia, Zimbabwe, or Botswana? Zimbabwe, topped by the famous soapstone bird. You're halfway there, keep going. Where does this flag come from? Nepal, Bhutan, or Vanuatu? Nepal, the world's only non-rectangular flag. Here's another one for you. Which country flies this flag? Wales, Bhutan, or China? Bhutan, guarded by a fierce thunder dragon. This one might surprise you. Do you know where this flag is from? Nepal, Bhutan, or Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka, protected by a golden lion sword. Here we go again. Which country is this flag from? Laos, Cambodia, or Myanmar? Cambodia, showing off the temple of Angkor Wat. Enjoying the quiz? Smash that subscribe and like button. Where is this national flag from? Myanmar, Laos, or Mongolia? Laos, glowing with a full white moon. This one's a classic. Can you name this flag's country? Myanmar, Ethiopia, or Ghana? Myanmar, a fresh flag with a big white star. How fast can your brain process this next one? Which country owns this flag? Kazakhstan, Mongolia, or Tajikistan? Mongolia, carrying the ancient Soyombo symbol. Let's see if this one trips you up. Where does this flag belong? Ghana, Senegal, or Ethiopia? Ethiopia, home to one of Africa's oldest flags. Don't second guess yourself. Which country does this flag represent? Senegal, Ghana, or Mali? Ghana, marked by a bold black star of freedom. Let's see if this one gets you. Where is this flag flown? Ghana, Senegal, or Cameroon? Senegal, wearing a green star for hope. Here comes a tricky one. Can you identify this flag's country? Turkey, Tunisia, or Pakistan? Tunisia, a red crescent and star on white. Here's one to think about. Which nation does this flag belong to? Sudan, Libya, or Jordan? Libya, once the world's only plain green flag. Another one coming your way. Where is this flag originally from? Palestine, Jordan, or Kuwait? Jordan, marked by a 7-pointed star. How well do you really know your stuff? Which country's flag is this? Cyprus, Syria, or Lebanon? Lebanon, proud of its towering cedar tree. Don't second guess yourself. Where would you see this flag? Iraq, Jordan, or Kuwait? Iraq, written with the words, God is great. Here comes the next challenge. Can you guess which country this flag is? Iraq, Iran, or Syria? Iran, home to a sword-shaped national emblem. Stay sharp on this one. Which country does this flag represent? Kuwait, Qatar, or Bahrain? Kuwait, capped with a black trapezoid stripe. This one's for the sharpest minds. Where is this flag's home country? Bahrain, Qatar, or Oman? Qatar, famous for its serrated maroon edge. Let's keep the energy up. Which country flies this flag today? Qatar, Bahrain, or Oman? Bahrain, 5 white points on a red field. Here's one you'll want to get right. Do you recognize this flag's country? Yemen, Oman, or Bahrain? Oman, topped with a traditional Khanjar dagger. Let's keep pushing forward. Where does this national flag belong? Egypt, Syria, or Yemen? Yemen, kept simple in red, white, and black. Here comes a real test. Which country is represented by this flag? Panama, Honduras, or Belize? Panama, split into 4 colorful quarters. Now for the expert level. Let's see if you can handle this. Here's your final challenge. Where is this flag from? Honduras, Guatemala, or El Salvador? Guatemala, guarded by the resplendent Quetzal bird. Let's keep pushing forward. Can you guess this flag's country? Guatemala, Honduras, or Nicaragua? Honduras, dotted with 5 stars of unity. This one's going to make you think. Which country does this flag belong to? Paraguay, Peru, or Bolivia? Paraguay, the only flag different on each side. This is where it gets brutal. Where does this flag come from? Ecuador, Bolivia, or Venezuela? Bolivia, layered in red, yellow, and green. Think fast on this one. Which country flies this flag? Colombia, Venezuela, or Ecuador? Ecuador, soaring with a giant condor bird. Let's see if you know this one. Do you know where this flag is from? Argentina, Uruguay, or Nicaragua? Uruguay, glowing with the golden sun of May. Here's another challenge. Which country is this flag from? Nicaragua, El Salvador, or Honduras? El Salvador, centered by a triangle of peace. You might know this one. Where is this national flag from? El Salvador, Honduras, or Nicaragua? Nicaragua, framed by a rainbow inside a triangle. Let's see if you're ready for this. Can you name this flag's country? Belize, Guyana, or Suriname? Belize, one of the most detailed flags in the world. Think you know the answer. Which country owns this flag? Guyana, Suriname, or Madagascar? Suriname, shining with a single star of unity. Let's keep it going. Where does this flag belong? Suriname, Guyana, or Belize? Guyana, soaring with the golden arrowhead design. All right, here we go. Which country country does this flag represent? Tuvalu, Fiji, or Samoa? Fiji, still carrying the Union Jack today. You might know this one. Where is this flag flown? Samoa, Tonga, or Vanuatu? Samoa, guided by the Southern Cross stars. Here's another challenge, Lai. Can you identify this flag's country? Vanuatu, Tonga, or Tuvalu? Tonga, the only kingdom flag with a red cross. Here comes another one. Which nation does this flag belong to? Fiji, Vanuatu, or Samoa? Vanuatu, marked by a boar's tusk symbol. This one's coming in hot. Where is this flag originally from? Fiji, Papua New Guinea, or Vanuatu? Papua New Guinea, soaring with a bird of paradise. Enjoying the quiz? Smash that subscribe and like button. Which country's flag is this? Mauritius, Madagascar, or Seychelles? Seychelles, bursting with 5 diagonal rainbow bands. Think about this carefully. Where would you see this flag? Seychelles, Mauritius, or Botswana? Mauritius, striped in red, blue, yellow, and green. Think carefully about this. Can you guess which country this flag is? Mauritius, Zambia, or Madagascar? Madagascar, split by a bold white vertical band. Ready for another one? Which country does this flag represent? Namibia, Zambia, or Botswana? Botswana, striped in sky blue and black. Think about this carefully. Where is this flag's home country? Zimbabwe, Zambia, or Rwanda? Zambia, taking flight with an eagle in the corner. Let's see how you do. Which country flies this flag today? Zambia, Zimbabwe, or Uganda? Zimbabwe, layered with green, gold, red, and black. How fast can your brain process this next one? Do you recognize this flag's country? Rwanda, Namibia, or Angola? Namibia, split diagonally by a golden sun. Ready for another one? Where does this national flag belong? Uganda, Rwanda, or Mozambique? Rwanda, rising with a golden sun of hope. Another tough one coming. Which country is represented by this flag? Uganda, Rwanda, or Angola? Uganda, soaring proudly with the gray-crowned crane. How many did you get right? Drop your score in the comments. Under 70, you need more practice. 70 to 99, solid flag knowledge. All 100, you're a true flag master. Subscribe for more quizzes like this one.